Question. Why is it when you go to bed at 1 a.m. at age 23, you're a spring chicken the next morning, but at 31, you're all groggy? Man, funk that. Mm-hmm.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
Hi, this is Ryan Hoppe's mom, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at?
Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. Be the hottest, search about his competition. Microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
Oh my God. Thank fucking God that Friday the 13th is over with. Now, I'm usually not a superstitious guy. Frankly, I don't know what to believe in. But I did a great show on Friday. Really put out some content. Let me turn off the music. I'm in a cranky mood, though. I really put out some content. I interviewed DJ Love Cheese from Mancow's Morning Madhouse. I did all of that. But you know what happened, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I've taken a piss at the chill room in Pinellas Park. And I get an email from Spreaker. Spreaker, Inside Baseball, is the website that I upload my show to, and it sends it to all 15 platforms. And I've been using it since 2012. And when Spreaker first came out, Spreaker was supposed to be like the next big thing. Came out in like 2012, right around the time I graduated high school. But you used to be able to broadcast live. You had your own little board on the computer screen where you could like do your own radio show online, and people used to comment. I could go live, blah, blah, blah. And then also you would pay $99 a year, and they would make this really simple app, the Hoppe Radio app. It was on Spotify and Android. Or not Spotify, it was on the iOS store and the Android store, and people would use it and whatnot. And then over like the past 4 years, Spreaker was like, everything we do that makes us different, let's not do it. So I've had podcasts, and I'm getting to a point, I've had podcast networks reach out to me. Want to syndicate my show, want to do the thing, be like, we want to promote Hoppe Hour, blah, blah, blah. But then I went, no, I don't want to get off of Spreaker. I have 500,000 downloads on there, not 70. I have all these stats. I don't want to lose it. And all these podcast platforms, all these networks were like, well, you could still keep these stats. I'm like, no, I want to be my own thing. So I was loyal to Spreaker. So all you have to do is give the RSS feed, which is like this little website link, and you give it to the website and it transfers over. Well, I think I will be doing that Monday with my agent, Blaine, of Ride to Wave Media. Why? So I'm taking a piss at the chill room, and this freaking website deletes my show on Friday. It says because music's not allowed in the show, which I'm like, okay, I've been playing unlicensed music that's not copyrighted for a year. So then I take out one song that I think is the reason why it was deleted, called Here We Go Again by Soul Du Jour. And it used to be on Spotify. So I'm like, maybe it's because of that. I get an email again. So then I realized, I played 2 minutes of the movie Idiocracy in the courtroom because I feel like that president would be better than Trump. So I played 2 minutes of that. Let me take that out and re-upload it. Episode gets deleted. So then they kept saying to me in these emails, they kept saying, music is not allowed, which has never been a problem. So then I upload the show with no music, and it was totally kept up there. And it was the most Friday the 13th thing I've ever heard. And it's like, why? Why does everything have to be so freaking annoying? Why can't we just have nice things? And it really put me in a bad mood, because you got to think, this show, it's not all I have, but I have worked my ass off for this show. And the fact that a fucking company could just delete it like that, and listen, before I get any of the comments, I bet the music's copywritten. It's not. None of it is. All the music I play are old mixtapes of like rappers that were regional but never made it national. And that's some of the good rap. So Spreaker? It has been an amazing 13 years. We have 500,000 downloads. But I will be saying goodbye on Monday. That's just not it. Because then I'm freaking out going, this is my livelihood. This is my fucking job. I've been seeing this trend recently on YouTube and TikTok of all these like pranks. And I feel like every, I almost said Gen Xer, I feel like every Gen Z kid who grew up watching like Impractical Jokers and all these different shows, they think that they can do that. But you know what was actually funny about Impractical Jokers is that they're like comedians in real life. And it seemed real enough. You looked at Impractical Jokers and you went, maybe some of it's fake, but most of it seemed real. I will see these skits and people will send it to me and be like, check this out. I'm a literal person. If something is fake and I don't like it, I will tell people it's fake. So like the morning radio shows that do prank calls and wacky segments, it's all actors being paid per show. I know that makes you seem like a grouch for saying that, but you can't lie to people. So when people send me these like videos of like, I'll see one of like a pizza guy who delivers the food late and the hot woman gets mad and goes, come on in the house after yelling at him. And people are like, see? It's like, no, it's a skit. Maybe I'm just really freaking grumpy from Friday the 13th. And it's like nothing can be good anymore. Podcasting is changing and social media is changing, specifically LinkedIn. I have gotten about 6 jobs off of LinkedIn and met so many people. But ever since like 2020, LinkedIn has just become freaking memes and things about either how great Trump and Elon is or how awful Trump and Elon is. It's absolutely freaking nauseating. The boomers don't realize how annoying it is that you share your opinions on LinkedIn. That was supposed to be a job networking site where you found jobs, not to tell us that you fall for fake AI pictures of Elon helping the poor or something, you freaking morons. I mean, Jesus Christ. I got a little bit of rage today. And then if you look at any influencer's page, they always seem like, because I've seen it out and about of them in downtown St. Pete, you'll have some pretty girl who has like a huge burger in front of her. She takes a bite of it for social media, live streams it, and then gets off of it. And then leaves the food there. And sometimes I think about it and I'm like, how much of a waste of freaking food is that? That you have this big ass burger or this big ass pizza and you don't even like finishing it. That's the best part about having a girlfriend is when you eat their food when they don't want to finish it. It's the best feeling ever. So I get that I am a selfish person. I get that I have only child syndrome and I make everything about me. I get it. But last night, I don't know who was throwing a party next door at my apartment, but you can at least give me an invite. It sounded freaking wild. It sounded out of control, man. And all I wanted was an invite. Maybe if I was friendlier to my neighbors and actually went out of my way to meet them. Actually, that's not true. I have these one neighbors live on the corner of the apartment complex because it's an outdoor apartment. Looks like a motel. And they will always be yelling at each other. And I really hope to the God I don't believe in that he is not beating her up. He'll be like, shut up, bitch! And I'm like, what the hell did Ryan Hoppe walk in on? That, or there will be these untrained dogs. Any girl, whenever there's a hot girl that has an untrained dog, just assume she doesn't shave. These freaking dogs, dude, are so out of control in St. Pete. No one does anything to ever, try to train them. And because of my height, they don't like me. And it drives me off the wall. It makes me livid. You know what else makes me livid? Last night, I really wanted to get DoorDash. They had like 7 fees on top of the already overpriced food. And then you have to tip the driver as well. I love how the boomers are like, oh yeah, millennials don't buy food anymore. Millennials don't do this. They don't do that. We can't fucking afford it, or we can't afford it, but we'd rather use the $58 elsewhere. And whenever you talk to a boomer that saved all their money, they have no concept of reality. They don't get it. You ever talk to like a boomer that had a good job, saved all their money, are living the life, and they're like, why don't you make more money? How many hours do you get? Why don't you make more money? And they say this to anybody. You could be making $150K. Oh, well, I made $750K in the 90s. Yeah. Where are those jobs? They don't exist. I try not to trash boomers on this show because I don't want to come off like the millennial. Because then they always say that, oh, you're just a millennial. All you do is eat avocado toast. We just want to be accepted. Maybe I am projecting right now. I don't think I am. Maybe just a little. It's funny, man. I got to be freaking careful, even though I don't care anymore, about critiquing radio nowadays, because I'll listen to the radio out there. Oh, my God. It's the same freaking 40 songs. And, oh, check out our app. Check out our app. Which I think is so stupid. Because when you tell somebody to check out the app of whatever company you're at, people are just going to go on their phone and then go elsewhere. So if you have a radio DJ or company going, check out my app, check out the app, check out the app. We have lyrics now. I heard. Check out the app, check out the app. And then they go to the app. They're just going to go, oh yeah, Spotify's right next door. No radio companies go, oh, listen over the radio anymore. Because when you actually do that, you know what happens? Is people keep listening to the radio. Like, let's say during Hurricane, I almost said Katrina, even though I was in Chicago. Hurricane Helene or Hurricane Milton. When, now granted, I was using my phone. I would download the podcast, put my phone in Do Not Disturb because I didn't have power because I didn't want my phone to die. But when you have nowhere else to go, you tend to listen longer. So, like, for example, I couldn't use my phone because I didn't want to go through the battery. So I was listening to the radio or I was listening to podcasts. It had my full attention. But when these radio companies tell the people to go on the app, you're just taking them away from what the original part of the company was, which is radio. You might as well call it iHeart Apps. It's not radio. They don't get it. None of these radio companies get it. That's why I'm glad to be working at Beasley, where they seem to get it. They seem to get that you have live and local morning shows. People aren't stupid. A lot of these radio companies and even podcasting companies now, they think their audience is just the dumbest people ever. And those people pick up on that. Like Second Date Update or War of the Roses. Yeah, I went through a bad breakup 3 years ago. Everybody knows. You guys went through a bad breakup. 2023 was like breakup season. Can you imagine you get a call from a radio show at like 7, 10 a.m. and you go on air to confront the person that cheated on you? I remember growing up. These are all the thoughts I wrote down last night as I was having a panic attack. I remember growing up, I thought being an adult was going to be the most amazing thing ever. It was just going to be so freaking dandy, so freaking off the wall. Everybody would love it. I watched Friends and How I Met Your Mother and June and 2.5 Men. And I was like, that's how life's going to be. And then we get into the real world where you have literally 5 generations in a melting pot of all different people. You got still a little bit of the the silent generation rather. And then you got boomers, Gen X, millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, which is now grown enough to be like 14 or 15. And then you got Gen Beta being born. You got 7 freaking generations all hanging out on this little rock we have in outer space. I am very stoned, just to let you know. So that's where this thought's coming from. So no wonder everything's crappy. You can't run for president until you're 45, and pretty much the same 5 boomers that are all failures keep getting the jobs. And we wonder why things are the same result. You could say the same thing about radio as you could politics. The same frickin' people get the same jobs and you get the same results. Why did people like the 90s? There were original music, original movies, original TV shows, original books, original radio shows. You get the point. Now everybody is just rehashing the past. Like the fact that they're making a Naked Gun movie in 2025 is the most ridiculous thing of all time. Now, it could be freaking hilarious, but it's the point that the Naked Gun is great in the 80s because it was original. Nothing's original anymore. That's why I take so much credit and so much pride with this maniac of a show I do. Because everybody else is trying to be Rogan. Every other cartoon is trying to be Rick and Morty. But you know why Joe Rogan is adored? Because he's an original, even though he copied Opie and Anthony. You know why Rick and Morty and The Simpsons are loved? Because they're original. People are afraid to go back to originality. It's infuriating. I was thinking about it. Everybody has an opinion on your dreams until you make it happen. So growing up, everybody was like, oh yeah, you're never going to make it in radio. You guys just stutter. See, you know what I did? Is I started taking Klonopin. And it fixed my stutter for the most part. You know what else I did that fixed my stutter? Was speech class. Never, ever be afraid of your dreams. Anybody out there that hates on what you do, of whatever you want to do, They don't get it. They don't know what it's like to be inside your body. And I'm a really big proponent in that. There are times that there are absolute asswipes in public. Like last night, I had this really awkward thing happen, which describes my life. I was out somewhere and I was hanging on. I was at a Cabo bar. And I think you know which one, but I'm trying to keep it separated. I was at this event watching the NBA Finals, which we will get to in Hoppy's Hoops. But man, they really choked that. Like, oh, did they choke that? But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I was reenacting how Shea, whatever his name is, the player, it's easier to call him SGA from the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was reenacting how he always has to draw fouls, and yeah, it works, and yeah, they're doing good right now, but I don't respect people that flop. And I reenacted this flop, and I ran into this like little Asian dude, which I couldn't tell is like, if he was like a woman or a guy. He had long hair, blah, blah, blah. And the dude just yells at me, and I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to run into you. I'm sorry that my height bothers you. You want 7 of the inches? I have consistent back pain. And then he's like telling everybody about the story, and I see him like reenacting my height. And then like he was so short he couldn't even put his hand up as high as I am tall. And then like I walked back and then the dude hid. And I was like, dude, I don't get these short people, man, that, you know, freaking just get so jealous of my height. I'm like, you know what, dude? You can have my back pain.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Happy Hour will be right back.
What up? That was annoying. Hi, this is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy, hanging out with you, and don't think I forgot about you for the next hour. This following segment has been brought to you by DZBZ Honey at DZBZHoney.com. When I tell you they got the best Delta 8 CBD around, I'm a man of my words. Comes in the form of a lollipop. Lick the lollipop, the upper. A honey stick or a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to DZBZHoney.com. And at checkout, use promo code HOPPE, HOPPE. Question. Why does everything have to be so expensive? And what I mean by it is, all of the companies are making prices more expensive, but the CEOs are making the same money. Hey, if we have to spend more, you should make less. Funk that! If you ask me, that is a little corrupt.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
It's Happy Hour.
Me, Ryan, Hoppy.
Hey, this is Frank Kramer from the Heidi and Frank Show on 95.5 KLOS in Los Angeles, and you are listening to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppy. You see what he did there? Happy Hour. I love that guy.
Because vanilla radio is for the faint of heart, welcome to Hoppy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. other stations are tuned in too.
Happy Hot Topic!
Boston University responding to the claims by Call Her Daddy podcaster Alex Cooper. In her new docuseries, she alleges the school's soccer coach sexually harassed her when she played.
Yeah, you know, it's gotta be hard when you're a freaking hot-ass blonde that at any moment you could be hit on.
Played for the team. ABC's Morgan Norwood is back with those details. Good morning.
What up, baby?
Morning, Morgan.
Hey, good morning to you, Janae. That's right. Alex Cooper is known for getting others to open up on her wildly popular Call Her Daddy podcast.
I like it.
But now she's telling her story.
This morning, Boston University responding to allegations from podcaster Alex Cooper.
Welcome to Call Her Daddy.
She's known for her candid news-making conversations with celebrities.
Tell me everything.
I've been at this for 60 years.
Good for you, Jane Fonda.
You're one of the best interviewers I've ever had.
Oh, ass kissing there, but whatever.
But now, Cooper in the headlines herself for accusations against her Boston University soccer coach.
Who looks like a pig.
In her new docuseries, Call Her Alex.
I didn't know what to do, and every time I tried to resist her, she would say,
"Lick my vagina!" Or no.
There could be consequences.
Oh, just.
And there were. It was this psychotic game of, you want to play?
I don't like predators, man. I know that's really cliche to say. No one likes a predator, but I really don't.
Tell me about your sex life.
In the docuseries, Cooper alleges her coach, Nancy Feldman, sexually harassed her during her time playing for the university.
That's such a Gen X name. I have like two Aunt Nancy's. It's funny.
I started to notice
They're not predators.
Her really starting to fixate on me. It was all based in her wanting to know who I was dating.
Oh, it is.
Her making comments about my body, and her always wanting to be alone with me.
Yeah, it's gotta be a little weird. Your coach is always wanting to hang out with you.
Cooper claims in the docuseries that Coach Feldman would put her hand on her thigh and
oh my goodness,
ask personal questions about her romantic life, and alleges that she and her parents raised the allegations to the university dean, but says they were ignored.
I said, you have no right to do this to my daughter.
Oh wow, Father of the Year.
That this program is out of control.
Overnight, Boston University telling ABC News, Boston University has a zero-tolerance policy for sexual harassment.
Oh, really? Why'd you guys cover it up? Because you're liars!
A robust system of resources, support, and staff dedicated to student well-being. We remain committed to fostering a safe and secure campus environment for all.
Whatever.
I felt a lot of anger. Anger at my coach, anger at my school, and...
Were you angry at Spreaker? It's a Ryan Hoppe joke.
Anger at the system that allowed this to happen.
Yeah. People are like, why don't colleges get more respect? Because you guys cover up things.
Feldman did not respond to ABC News' request.
Of course she's not going to respond. What's she going to say? Oh, yeah, I wanted to hook up her.
As for comment. On Friday, Cooper telling the Boston Globe that since she shared her story, she's been overwhelmed by the response, adding, I understand why women and certain athletes do not come forward because the system is completely flawed and terrifying.
You go, girl! Not only have you given blowjob tips for the tips, you also have spoken out against things that should not happen.
Happy Hot Topic!
Robin Roberts is sharing the secret to her marriage. While speaking exclusively to E! News at Call Me Izzy.
Ooh, she spoke exclusively to E! News. No one gives a fuck, dude.
While speaking exclusively to E! News at Call Me Izzy's opening night, June 12th, the morning anchor's wife, Amber Lane, reveals the surprising hack that has made the couple's 2-decade relationship such a success.
What, open marriage?
explaining the true secret: separate apartments.
So an open marriage. That was cool. I thought the whole point of a relationship was like being in the same house. Now, separate beds, maybe after a night at Tex-Mex and you're firing your ass off. Yeah, maybe that's an example. But separate apartments is no good.
But individual space isn't the only key to their marriage. As Amber adds, quote, communication, keeping it fresh, trust,
lube,
all the good pillars. And Robin, who's been married to Amber for nearly 2 years, couldn't help but echo her wife.
Yeah, she's like, I get to sleep in the morning anyway because she's doing some dumb shit I don't watch.
Saying, trust is very, very big. Yeah. We've had peaks and valleys, mainly peaks, but there have been some valleys.
I don't know what that means.
She continued,
unless the valley is a vagina, then you're peeking down there.
Once we learned to not look at each other through the lens of our childhood, that was a real breakthrough for us.
It's a real breakthrough. Wow, we're so proud of you.
It was a real understanding of having different paths to get here. And Robin ended with emphasizing the strength of her and Amber's journey, adding, 20 years. Something's got to be working.
I bet they have a lot of fun scissoring. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift hand in hand in Florida as they arrived at Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final on Thursday.
I have to skip over this. And honestly, I'm not even risking it because they were going to start playing a Taylor song. There they were at the Stanley Cup Finals. I bet she's like, is Patrick Mahomes playing tonight? I'm just kidding. I don't think she's that dumb. But speaking of dumb, we have some news about Larsa Pippen. We got some stuff about Diddy, The Bachelor, and much more. We will be right back on Happy Hour after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Sure, me and Ryan, Hoppe.
Oh, that's me. Did you know that's me?
Hoppe.
This following segment has been brought to you by Fortify.com. Fortifeye.com for the best pre- and post-workout around. Comes in the form of coconut caramel and fruit punch. Whatever the hell you need, go to Fortify.com and at checkout use promo code Ryan20 to save 20%.
Hey, Hoppe, it's you and me and Ryan.
This is being brought to you by WestChasePrinting.com. It's WestChasePrinting.com for the best posters, business cards, yard signs, whatever the hell you need, I go there. Rich Keeley, Master Barbershop at RichKBarber.com. He's at 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. But you can't just show up and go, hey, Rich, can I get a haircut? No. You got to go to RichKBarber.com. But when you do, you'll save $10.
Just $1 seal.
This is being brought to you by Amir Academy of Martial Arts at AmirAcademy.com, 2700 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. Women's self-defense classes, kids classes, whatever you need, I'll go there. You need help with your mental health? Counselingoncall.net. You live in Florida or Maryland, they can help you out. All right. We're going to come back on Happy Hour. Oh, what is that?
You and me and Ryan, Hoppe.
Yeah. That's me.
In your heart, you know he's
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Me, Ryan, Hoppe.
Hey, this is Justin Schlegel from the Justin Scott and Spiegel Morning Show on 98 Rock in Baltimore, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Please don't be offended. He's sorry in advance.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Whatever.
Happy Hot Topic!
Kanye West made a surprise and rather brief visit to Sean Diddy Combs' trial.
Yeah, those two scumbags are perfect for each other.
The rapper was spotted entering the New York City federal courthouse on Friday to show his support for Combs amid his friend's ongoing trial for racketeering and sex trafficking. According to multiple reports, West was greeted outside by Combs' son, Christian.
Yeah, that guy needs to be looked into. He's probably a thug.
Before heading inside. But the gold digger rapper never made it inside the courtroom.
So he was just looking for publicity because he was bored.
According to the New York Times, the trial was already underway once he arrived and was not allowed in. He left shortly after. West is one of the few celebrities that have stood by Combs amid
Yeah, he's like all in on defending a rapist, alleged pedophile.
his legal trouble. The media mogul is currently facing several federal charges, including racketeering,
Oh, we know.
conspiracy, and sex trafficking.
That's the one that just sounds so grimy.
He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. Access Hollywood spoke with trial attorney and legal expert Misty Maris, who gave us insight into how the trial went this week.
I've been in the courtroom.
Yeah. Why is it go mute all this?
And the testimony has been absolutely explosive. But something prosecutors and the defense are going to need to do when it comes time for closing arguments is to really put the pieces together. We've heard from many different witnesses, and they've testified about many different aspects of the case. They've also testified about a lot of different time periods.
We got it!
Remember, this case is alleging that Diddy has been committing crimes over the course of 20 years.
I'd say more like 35, but... What do I know? A lot.
JoJo Siwa is clearing things up. The singer, who used to self-identify as lesbian since coming out in 2021, is now sharing how her sexual identity has shifted since beginning her new romance with Big Brother UK castmate Chris Hughes.
I think her pronouns are cun/fused.
Exclusively telling E! News, I think the most beautiful term now is queer. I think queer is an umbrella of, look, I'm just me.
What does that even mean, dude? Listen, whatever the hell you need to identify as in life, that's fine. You are probably... There's an easy term for it. People say pansexual. I say bisexual.
And I think the most beautiful thing about the LGBTQIA community is...
They keep adding letters. It should be LGBTQIA SEARCHHOPPERADIO. Happy radio, get it?
Love is love, and that goes both ways.
I support the LGBTQ plus IA Surge Happy Radio community.
She continues, there's loads of beautiful different sexualities.
She's definitely learning about loads.
Sexuality and queerness is a lovely rainbow that has all different places.
I did.
And it also has places on this rainbow that we don't even know exist yet.
Whatever.
The 22-year-old who previously dated non-binary Australian influencer Kath Ebbs.
It's just so confusing. I'm so supportive of it. I guess the new term is ally. I'm an ally. Here I am. But I'm not saying I can't be confused. There's a new term every day.
Says she now feels she's truly in the right relationship.
That's good. I'm so glad for you, baby.
Explaining.
So you are now in the penis.
What I realized with Christopher is I never have second-guessed my feelings for him. Therefore, I've never second-guessed my happiness. I've never second-guessed what I'm feeling.
That's good. She loves her intercourse.
And I think that's the most beautiful thing. With JoJo going on to emphasize that no matter how she identifies now or in the future, all that really matters to her is being happy.
That's good, baby. I'm glad you're figuring this out. It's called a quarter-life crisis.
Saying, I feel so in the right position for myself. I feel so content with my happiness.
I'm glad to hear that, baby.
I feel so relaxed and at ease with where I'm at.
I love it. How long until she's back with women?
The Bachelors Grant Ellis and Juliana Pascarosa are going their separate ways.
No, you're telling me a couple from a show that's staged and vapid known as the Bachelor universe of whatever, Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor, whatever it is. You're telling me another relationship failed? No. I mean, most relationships fail anyway, but one based off of a vapid show? No, that never happens.
The season 29 stars shared similar statements to Instagram June 13th, outlining the lead up to their split 3 months after using the finale to confirm their engagement.
Love is a choice, and
love is a choice, and we were forced upon it by these TV writers.
you chose me today, and I feel like you're going to choose me forever, and I want to choose you right back, and I just
It sounds so scripted.
feel so special.
I choose you. It's like that scene from The Simpsons when Ralph gives that card, I choose you. I would play the clip, but I'm so freaking afraid of the copyright gods.
Oh, I'm so happy.
The two now admitting their romance cooled, but not without trying.
You know, they're trying to bang each other out, but she's just laying there like a dead fish.
Grant told fans, quote, "We both gave this our best and poured a lot of love into each other, and we've come to the understanding that we're simply not the right fit long term."
In the small conversations we had building up to Scotland, I really found a safe space in you, Grant, and
This is from
it just
before.
allowed me to feel okay to open up to you.
After Bachelor Nation watched their love story unfold on screen, Juliana wanted them to know her and Grant are still cheering each other on.
That's good.
Just from different places now.
Hell yeah. By the way, there is this thing I want to discuss. It's known as, you know, that show is scripted, right? I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, and I know radio hosts can't stand when I do this, but you know that most of reality shows are fake. Kind of like morning radio. I will post this picture on RyanHoppyRadio.com. It is Elon's daughter, and yes, I said daughter. Vivian brings down the house in skin-tight bodysuit. You know, this is how woke I am for saying this. You know how much money she has. She was able to get the full transition done because that body on her, it's not bad. You got to be honest. Sometimes you see a trans person and their body is just rocking, man. I don't care anymore. I'm pretty convinced though. Last night I saw a trans prostitute though. I was like, oh, you need to go to therapy. Not because you're trans, because you're a prostitute. Speaking of someone that needs to go to therapy, there is this guy named Jordan. I don't know how the hell I became Facebook friends with him. But he is this guy who is like a board op out of Iowa. And I guess he's pretty mentally ill. And I started noticing, like, about a month ago, he would post this picture of this girl in him and then put Bible scriptures over it. And it looks like it was made on, like, one of those softwares for, like, an Android phone. And I was like, all right, what is this? And I guess he met this girl at, like, a rehab or something. And they dated. And she looks crazy and kind of like my first ex. And I'm sure she really brought down the house in bed. Well, she wants a nothing to do with him. So you know what happened? Is he's been like posting over and over and over and over and over again about this girl. Let me read some of these posts. And he makes religious people look bad. Let me see here. Tired of Christianity. Every week you enter the building feeling alone and hopeless about life. Lonely and familyless with nothing to hope for. You just leave the building week after week feeling unloved and worse than when you entered. That's not a religion thing. That's a you thing. And then he'll share these pictures of these proverbs. And then in one post, he's like saying how much he misses his ex. And then the next post, he's like, I don't like how sleazy men in the drug world are exploiting my girl while she is being held captive in sexual situations, including gangbangs, and a vulnerable state of homelessness. Somehow, I am likely the bad person, even though she is giving mouth pleasures to other men for money. Like, if you really loved the girl, you would not be exposing this. I am tired of being homeless, and I am tired of being brokenhearted in life. I never fit in with anyone. Being 42 and never had a girlfriend. So maybe this girl was never like into him. It's quite sad. And I've tried to write some like nice things being like, dude, like just keep grinding. But he's one of those dudes that just wants to post about his life online, but doesn't actually want any help. He's a narcissist. And why can I tell that he's a narcissist? Because I've worked with them.
Happy Hot Topic!
Those viral OnlyFans challenges are making their way from the internet to the stage.
Why?
British playwright Issy Knowles shares she's written a one-woman show called Body Count.
Wow. We live in such an awful society where being a skank is being applauded. I know good.
Based on the stunts done by OnlyFans models such as Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips. Telling Deadline in an interview published June 13th, for many of us, we know how it feels to be objectified, and we can't help but put ourselves in that scenario and see this queue of men and inherently feel like we understand. In the play, a woman named Polly, who's an unsuccessful consultant living in
I'm sure it was called Polly because of like polyamorous relationships.
Edinburgh, Scotland, plans a challenge.
What, are they going to have a person named Bi?
To have sex with 1,000 men in order to make some money on the subscription-based social media platform. Details that sound reminiscent of OnlyFans models competing against each other to sleep with larger and larger amounts of men.
I've often wondered how that vagina feels the next day. It's got to be really sore.
In short time spans. According to Issy, her show, which will run at Edinburgh's Pleasance Courtyard from July 30th to August 25th.
And then there's the orgy after with some light food. Like, I love how they do. I've never been there because you have to pay like $100 to get in unless you have a girl. But there's like these sex clubs in Tampa, and in the back room you have to like put your phone in a locker and you just go to town. But in the main room there's like a buffet. I'm like, man, especially if you're doing the back door, that's going to be no good.
We'll focus on the quote theatrical nature behind these stunts. With her stressing that the play is not meant to make a mockery of OnlyFans creators, hoping instead
No, you're just trying to be edgy and get attention, which I get.
Performance will help bridge the gap between sex workers and the general public.
Yeah. I don't know if the gap between sex workers and the general public is a bad thing, though. It's not going to be for everybody. Having sex with 1,000 guys is not going to get the unanimous approval. You know what I mean? Having sex with 1,000 guys should be panned because it makes sex look bad. And it makes actual porn stars with credibility look bad. I thought, man, girls that are in porn are so freaking annoying. There was that phase where I was like interviewing porn stars or whatever, and they're annoying. Good news. Mike the Situation is 10 years sober. Good for him. This broad's crazy. There's a fan of the Eagles who got Jason Kelce tattooed on her body. Man, every time you're banging her and you're going to see Jason Kelce on her, that's no good. But this just in, girls from Philly are freaking insane.
In the flesh.
There it is. That is unbelievable. That is.
Been on there for about 2 years.
So you mentioned it was a bet. I guess
Yes.
give some of the background to what that bet was and what led you to get that tattoo.
Or was it the 2022 season? And I'm a Giants fan. I'm forever a diehard Giants fan. So my husband and I, we've been doing this together since
I'm sure her husband loves it.
2014, and we just decided to amp it up a tad bit and let's just do tattoos. So the first one, I don't know if I had mentioned this other places. I lost, and I had to get Gardner Minshew's mustache above my knee.
So stupid. I don't get it. I don't get tattoos. I remember in 2016, I said I was going to get a tattoo if the Cubs won the World Series, and then they did, and I didn't.
So, all right, I figured that was funny. That's fine.
Gardner Minshew.
So the very last game, the Giants against the Eagles,
I did.
I'm thinking to myself, if my husband lost, he
Your husband lost by marrying you. I'm kidding.
had to get a little Eli Manning on his butt cheek. And if I
It's so freaking lame, dude.
lost, I said, all right, I'll do a pinup of Jason Kelce. I figured I love Jason Kelce. I respect that man, his wife, his just who he is as a person. So I figured it was a win-win for me. But I was still kind of hoping that I would have got a win. But it's the Giants.
I'm sick of hearing you. Oh, I'm sick of hearing about you. Justin Bieber got into it with the paparazzi.
Dad, I'm a husband. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm...
He is so manic and maybe coked up. By the way, you should never address the paparazzi. When you keep addressing them, you're giving them power.
standing on business, is it? We're on the sidewalk, I don't give a f*** if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach.
Yeah, it's called being a paparazzi. You've been a celebrity for 20 years. I think you should expect it.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real f***ing guy, do you? You're going to take this video out of context. You're going to say I'm mad. I don't know who the f*** paying you to provoke me. But I'm not the f***ing one. Okay? Stop provoking me and
Stop responding.
real dad, a real husband, a real man. All right. So don't f***ing do this to me. Okay? I'm not to be f***ed with. I don't know who's paying you to f*** with me or provoke me, but I'm not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk. I don't care what kind of dirty work, what kind of
Well, he isn't happy.
nasty you're getting paid in the background to provoke me, bro, but I'm not the f***ing one. I'm really not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk, bro.
Bro. I really shouldn't critique someone saying bro. That's my word.
Clearly you're here for an alternate agenda. Why would you want to be here to provoke?
Now we find out he's on shrooms. Whenever someone uses unique words like that, they're tripping.
Me like this. This isn't love.
You're not provoking, Josh.
This isn't love, bro. This is
Why would the paparazzi love you, dude?
weird, bro.
Why would anyone love you? You're a douchebag.
Y'all are on some real weird shit. Literally.
All right, have a good night, Jason.
Okay, then go. Then have a good night somewhere else, man. For real. All right. Because I'm not going to stand around here and let this happen. No f***ing sir.
All right, there you go. Lives in his mind. Maybe we all are.
Happy Hot Topic!
Jenny Garth is revealing an oopsie moment between her daughter and her ex-husband, Peter Fasinelli. The Beverly Hills 90210 alum revealed her ex-husband and the Twilight Star's oldest daughter, Luca, who is 27 years old,
Freaking hot. Sit on my lap.
came across each other on a dating app. Speaking on the I Do Part 2 podcast with Jenna Kramer on June 12th,
Janet Kramer's freaking cute as well.
Jenny says,
I was on Raya.
You were on Raya. Okay.
Yeah, but that app was ridiculous. And it was
Yeah, get laid off of it though.
just
Wait, I have a funny Raya
I would love to get on Ryan.
story. My ex-husband Peter I was told was on Raya, and his age, whatever range that he was looking for, was also the age range of his oldest daughter. So she
Holy daddy issues.
She came across him on her thing.
Stop.
Why is she announcing this? She sounds like a bitch.
Yeah, no.
However, the 51-year-old
I'm never the problem.
Raya days are behind him,
You're the worst.
as he announced his engagement to 36-year-old Lily Ann Harrison in
Being in a relationship doesn't mean that you're done with Raya.
2020.
Maybe you want to have a trifecta.
The two are now parents to 2-year-old son Jack.
That's good. I mean, it's not that weird. I mean, I know you're dating younger people, but it's not that weird to see someone on dating apps. The weirdest is when you see your ex on dating apps. Like I've seen my ex fiance on dating apps. She was trying to pose in front of a car like a model. I was like, you do you, boo. You're missing out on this penis. And this bipolar personality I'm on. Happy soups, man, we know it all. You got to be careful because of copyright. I'm not playing music until I transfer RSS feeds. But we're doing happy soups. Stephen A. Smith was caught playing solitaire during the NBA Finals, and he claims it was during a commercial break. It's like when someone gets caught, either saying something offensive on Twitter, and they're like, I got hacked. It's the same thing.
LeBron James said he never allowed his family to attend his games while
Why? Because you don't want to bang a side chick after?
Playing in 10 NBA Finals, unless it was a closeout situation. During the latest installment of his Mind the Game podcast, the Lakers star, who won 4 NBA titles in 22 seasons, explained that his wife, Savannah, and their 3 kids, Bronny, Bryce, and Juri, stayed away from the arena because he didn't want to change his routine. For me personally, I never let my
This is a little sketchy, man.
family come to a finals game unless it was a closeout game, James told co-host Steve Nash. If we were up 3-1, or if it was 3-3, or game.
Whenever I hear the word Steve Nash, I think of the song Promiscuous Girl when she says that.
Game 7 in the 2016 finals, my family didn't come until Game 7. It was just...
I was coming.
I didn't want to change anything. Obviously, if we had an opportunity to close out that final game, the family would be there. But other than that, I kept them home. Especially on the road, I didn't want my family on the road during the finals, and I'm trying to focus on not only myself, but carrying my team, making sure my teammates are locked in.
So you're a deadbeat dad.
And then if something happened in the stands with my family, it could very easily knock me out of my lockdown zone. Now I can't be as locked in as I want to, because some idiot said something to my wife or my kids or my mom. Unless it was the closeout game, my family stayed home. And that's how I always kept it, and it worked for me and a couple of my finals wins. James has a 4-6 record in the NBA Finals. He won back-to-back titles with the Miami Heat in 2012 and 2013 before he returned to his hometown of Cleveland to play.
All right, we don't need to hear his LinkedIn profile.
Clark said she and Halliburton both hope to play in Indiana for the
This is Caitlin Clark.
rest of their careers. Indiana's 2 biggest basketball stars.
Yeah, Indiana loves basketball, and they're really getting good basketball lately.
Also happen to be BFFs. Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers revealed in an interview with ESPN that he and Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, as well as their significant others, are in near constant communication.
That's good!
Even as Halliburton, 25, focuses on winning his first NBA championship. We're talking 24/7, Halliburton shared with ESPN. The four of us hang out all the time, he added. The Pacers took a 2-1 lead in the NBA Finals during Game 3 on Wednesday, June 11th, with Clark in the crowd.
All right, that's outdated because they lost last night. And let's hear him talk about it.
James Boyd, the Athletic, tied in the fourth quarter, only 1 assist, 20 assists through the first 3 quarters. Why do you think it got so stagnant late? And what?
Because the Indiana Pacers last night got way too cocky. They were up 11 points, their largest lead in the series, and they blew it. They let Oklahoma City come back in the game. And man, was Oklahoma City, as much as I can't stand how much they flop, man, did they play some lockdown defense last night. Including that block SGA had on Tyrese.
What they do perhaps differently to affect the game so much?
Yeah, we got to do a better job. I got to do a better job of keeping pace in the game. I thought I did a much better job of that last game, especially down the stretch, keeping pace, getting rebounds, and really pushing. I think we got to do a better job of when we do get stops, getting out and running. A lot of times in that fourth, we were fouling too much, taking the ball out, having to, kind of run something versus, just random basketball. So,
for as cocky as he can be, man, when he's humble, he's humble.
I got to do a better job there. Watch film, see where I can get better. But yeah, that's on me. I gotta get us playing faster down the stretch, and I'll be better game 5.
Tony up front.
Tyrese, you're up 4 with just 3 minutes to go in the finals. Give that one away. How do you feel right now? How does that one sit with you?
It's frustrating, of course. You want to win that game. Especially a game at home where, like you said, you have the lead late. But that's just not how the cookie crumbled today. And so take a shower, watch film, see where we can get better, and be ready to go for game 5. I feel like myself personally, I could be a lot better for us as a group, and we just got to get more stops down the stretch. 17-point fourth quarter. After the offensive success we had all game, I think is really shows we got to do a better job moving the ball, and I think that starts with me. So. Yeah, we got to be ready to go game 5. Obviously going into a hostile environment, we got to be ready to play. And, for us to win, we're going to have to win one down there. So, we got to be ready to go. And, we got a couple days to sit on this, watch film, see where we can get better. And, I'm excited about the challenge.
Jamal
Collier from ESPN. The first 3 quarters, you guys, what did you like about the defensive effort that you guys had?
That they were actually playing defense until they were not.
Especially on Shea. I think he didn't have an assist in the game. And then kind of what do you think also allowed him to get loose late in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I thought we did a great job of mixing things up. Drew obviously did a great job. Shep in his minutes, Double A, I think we're just trying to make it as tough as we can on him. We got to do a better job of not fouling. I think that's, where a lot of our mistakes came. But I thought we did it.
Well, it's like SGA's always looking to get a foul. And what's so aggravating about it? What drives me nuts is that he gets the calls.
I thought we did a good job, but, he still ends up with 35. He's a tough cover. So, we just got to, collectively keep making it hard on him. Keep running and running.
All the way here on the left.
Tim Reynolds, AP. Tyrese, Rick has been saying since the start of the series that it's an 18-day thing. And it's almost like he's been planting the seed that this is going to go for a while. How important is that mindset as it turns out now that it's going to go at least 6?
Yeah. I think as a team, you just got to be ready to respond. Every game is different. You just got to be able to respond when your back's against the wall, and that's where we are right now.
Yeah, they did it to themselves. It's self-sabotage.
So obviously that's a frustrating loss, but as a group, I still have a lot of confidence in ourselves as a group.
That's good.
We got to be ready to go down there and and fight for 48 minutes. It's going to be a challenge, but this group has been resilient all year, and I wouldn't want to go to war with any other group. So
yeah, especially when you got Rick Carlisle, one of the best coaches.
I'm really excited about game 5.
All right, there's that. The New York Knicks, who were so stupid to fire Tom Thibodeau. As much as I think that Tom Thibodeau is one of those coaches that always gets his players hurt, Tom Thibodeau is still a good coach. He's like a 7.9 out of 10. Not a championship coach. But now the Knicks are looking at either Mike Brown. This next one's interesting, or the former coach of the Grizzlies that it seems like Ja Morant threw under the bus, known as Taylor Jenkins. But that was very dumb of the Knicks. Very James Nolan to get rid of a team. What's funny is these ratings for the NBA Finals. This is actually a great series, but everybody judges it because it's two small markets. You're all a bunch of clout chasing bandwagoners. You'll watch it when it's the Lakers or Knicks if that was it. But it's so stupid. This is actually great basketball. This is competitive. It's not like last year with the Mavericks where every game was a blowout against the Celtics. And this Pacers team is so disrespected. That's why I was so mad last night that the Pacers, almost said Cloudz, lost. Because it's like they already are dealing with a lot of hate from Stephen A. Smith and all these people. Doris Burke. So freaking annoying. But that halftime show. I know I yell on this show. So when I tell you that Stephen A. Smith yelling might be no different than me and I'm just projecting, that's possible. But there is this thing, man. At least I'm paying attention to what I talk about. Stephen A. Smith is literally just freaking out there, just yelling and never right about anything. And I kind of miss like when the NBA had rivalries, when players were actually going up against each other. Because now it's like they're all friends and they're on social media saying stuff and whatnot. To me, this series really represents how anybody can make things happen if you work hard. All right, here's the deal. We're going to come back on Happy Hour and wrap this puppy up after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHappyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day. Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Let's go through all the sponsors right now. I never get freaking podcasts that begin their show with like 7 live reads or sponsors. I'm like, who's listening to that? If I were that sponsor, I'd be pissed off. Well, what do I know? A lot. This following segment has been brought to you by Cheeky Mouth Guards at GetCheeky.com. When I tell you it's the best way to quit biting on the side of your mouth, I'm a man of my words. GetCheeky.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. Shimmerwood CBD drinks at Shimmerwood.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. GetGoodFeels.com for good vibes THC drinks. Go to GetGoodFeels.com and use promo code Hoppy to save 20%. OldGlory.com for the best t-shirts around. Use promo code Hoppy to save 15%. Garden State Distillery Dirty Vodka. GardenStateDistillery.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 15%. Aspire Green Tea Drinks at AspireDrinks.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Afrera Coffee. AFUERA coffee.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. FSdrinks.com. For the best boba around, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Oh, you're looking for the best beef jerky? BigForkBrands.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. And finally, are you looking for a good energy bar? QuantumSquares.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. All of these are on my website, RyanHoppyRadio.com, RYANHOPPE radio.com. I would hope you know how to spell radio. Or it's in my podcast section. So whenever you listen to Happy Hour like you are right now, in the podcast description is all of that. We're going to come back on Happy Hour and keep this party going and going. Question. Why is it that the people who claim to be mental health advocates are the biggest jackasses? Man, funk that. Just being honest here.
In your heart, you know he's right. Doors closing. And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Hey, it's Scott Rizzuto from The Riz Show in St. Louis, and you're listening to my man, Ryan Hoppe, on the Happy Hour.
Hey, what's up? I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
What's up?
Menace.
Hi.
Gina Grad.
Hey.
Seabass. There's Sammy.
Hello.
We are The Woody Show. And you are listening to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Happy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too. Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
It's so embarrassing.
Larsa Pippen is reflecting on her breakup with Marcus Jordan.
Man, she is such a narcissist. It is never her fault, and no wonder she's a washed-up hag at 51.
During the season 7 premiere of The Real Housewives of Miami, the reality star shared how she was coping with her July 2024 split from Marcus.
By doing what every modern-day woman does, by never taking accountability.
She told her mom
it's always the man's fault.
Samira in the June 11th episode.
I'm kind of used to being alone now.
Sometimes it's better.
It is, right?
That's what every woman says until they find new penis. Rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're with like the wrong person, it's definitely better to be by yourself.
The mom of 4 went on to reveal that
you're the wrong person for everyone.
Her kids' feelings about her on and off again romance heavily influenced her decision to end it for good.
Yeah, you know, when you're banging people that are either Eskimo brothers with the other people you bang or they're teammates of your son, that's no good.
You know what's really crazy? That when I was dating Marcus, my kids were like, stop getting back together and breaking up and just get off the ride.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
It was quite the ride. Up and down and on.
And that's when I was like, I need to like get away from the situation. My kids think that it's not good for me, you know?
In a confessional interview, Larsa also alleged that Marcus, whom she began dating in January 2023, didn't handle the breakup well.
I don't want to like have to address it. It's okay, Faye. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm a washed up whore.
It's so embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
Just all of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're at least admitting it.
But I really wanted to be with this guy, and then it was not a good situation for me and my family. So I had to remove myself from it, but doing what was best for me and my family.
Which is shut up and close your legs.
Ended up pissing him off so bad that he sent me really bad messages and then like reach out to my friends and say hurtful things about me, and it was just
Yeah, you got a nice chest.
bad.
All right, there's that. Usually I end the show by playing that song, Happy Hour is now over. But I am so freaking afraid of copyright that we're just going to end like this. Very soon we'll be on a new platform, which won't mean anything to you because it'll still be on all the platforms. And then we can go back to our wild ways of being a morning zoo type podcast. But until then, we got to play by the rules.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com. And like that, he's gone.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Happy Hour is now over.
Happy Hour is now over.
Game over.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night and